Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Bar Pro League round of 16. I'm Barcast, joined by Bullshock. Excuse me.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back, Bullshock. Thank you for being here.
Yep.
This is round 2 of Group A. We've got Kuchy versus Goopy. That's a mouthful. Kuchy spawning on the bottom left side of Acetus Crack, playing as the red Cortex Commander. See Goopy on the top right, playing as the blue Cortex Commander. So core versus core. Love to see it.
Yeah, and Kuchy with just straight into the bot lab. He went solar 1 wind.
That works out at 17 wind speed, but he might be punished for it because it's dropping, and I see his energy bar is dropping as well. So is this gonna finish? No, he's forced to make another wind. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, interesting that he drops wind instead of solar there with the wind still dropping, right?
What is Goopy doing?
Oh, Goopy.
Air lab first. Whoa. Kind of getting punished, right? Hate to do this when wind drops low, right? We're
Oh god, yeah.
just talking about how like this is viable on a 25 wind speed map, but wind's continuing to go down. Goopy actually pauses his air lab to continue building wind turbines. That's interesting.
Yeah, and he's gonna drop back for the safety solar now.
Kuchy going for a third solar. See, this is like you don't get punished because you went for the 3 max spawn, right? So you don't. It's not that bad, right? Making these solars this early because you can always reclaim them, right, as a bot player. And
yeah, that's true.
It's like you're just getting through this like ridiculously low wind speed. So.
And Kuchy makes 2 starting grunts, which are gonna scout and start making their way across the map. And Goopy just gonna open straight bomber. I'm ready to see the whirlwind.
He's reclaiming the lab. Wow.
So no scout. Interesting.
Yeah, I think he's just adjusting this based off of what's happened with the wind, right? Unless he's like really studied Kuchy and knows where he spawns every time. I wouldn't feel confident to know what Kuchy's doing. And a 1v1.
Kuchy sees the bomber. I'm pretty sure it flew over. Yeah, I mean, he sees the lab and he saw the bomber, so
yeah.
He's gonna have to react now.
Right. He does get the scout out. So okay, so this is good. He's gonna get the thistle up. Okay, that finishes. Oh, what first bomb goes ends up missing there. That's unfortunate. He's gonna get a second thistle up in the main base.
Let's see what Goopy can get done.
Oh.
He gets the max. Oh, that was not worth it.
Last shot, that bomber gets caught. So back to Goopy's main base. He finished one Shuri. He finished his bot lab. He's trying to get some grunts out. Kuchy's expanding with his commander. He's got 2 cons, so he must be pretty far ahead, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, he definitely is.
yeah, he's got 6 mexes. Like, this statistics doesn't show the fact, like, Goopy reclaimed the air lab, so that's kind of showing here. 2.2k to 1.5.
I mean, yeah, it's, 13 metal a second to 8 metal a second, and he's also ahead on E slightly, right? Like 140 versus 100.
So I was listening to a cast of you the other day, and you pointed out something I didn't quite realize. It's literally 1 shot to stun a grunt with the Shuri.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's really strong. Okay, so here we go. See it? Oh, it's just gonna land.
No, wait, no.
But yeah, that's great. It's what am I watching here? Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Finally tags that grunt. Yeah, so that's all it takes. And of course, if you don't know, it's like the micro is like you do the area attack with the Shuris, and then you hit T, yeah, on repeat, and they'll just go and stun everything for you. So
yeah, the micro for it is amazing when you have a bunch of them and there's an invading force and you can just shut them down. But Goopy's got what? He's got his second expanding con coming out now, and then he has 1 con in his base making wind. But he's going to use his commander just as BP for his lab right now, which I think is pretty standard in a lot of the grunt v grunt matchups.
Yeah, it's like moving the build power off of the lab. It just lowers your grunt count, right? So Goopy is doing work right now. Like, he's gotten so much value with that Shuri. So, like, he has like more grunts out now somehow than Kuchy.
Yeah, I mean, he's slightly ahead. The army value is more or less the same, but he was behind for a while there. So he's definitely recovering it. And I think he already ate that air lab, right? He still has the scout, but he doesn't have anything else. But Kuchy did have to drop some trashers, which didn't really accomplish, haven't really done anything else. And he does have those nettles in his base.
Trashers are super expensive, 125 metal, which is wild. Like,
yeah, they're not cheap, and they're real slow.
Yeah, and they're slow. Like, so what is the Shuri? It's like 35 metal, something like that, 34 metal. So,
yeah, that sounds right. And Goopy's gonna try to raid on the bottom with these grunts. And these two cons are fully. There's an exploiter there, but if these two cons run out of exploiter range, they could. Oh boy.
That's not going to be good. And they're continuing to walk forward, right? It's like they don't see it.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, I think they're going to get killed, right?
Yeah, and that is bad. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, Goopy sees it. He was just back. Yeah, I mean, that is a huge amount of economic damage, right? He needed both those cons to keep expanding. Losing that is going to set him behind eventually here once Goopy continues to expand on his side.
Goopy's still on the lab here. Two cons expanding.
Oh, Kuchy snuck a grunt in on the right. Does it get anything?
Yeah, and denies a little bit of expanding here. Kind of takes out a constructing mechs. Forcing a reaction, right? So...
yeah.
Goopy, I noticed, is really good about getting these res bots out when he needs them and targeting things that are like stronger. So instantly going for resing these two cons, right? I've seen him res like single mexes. Like he'll go around and single target the mexes to res first.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I mean, Kuchy is also doing the same. He got two res bots and the two comms that were sniped. He's running down to res them.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I was. Did I say Goopy? I meant
you
Kuchy.
Said Goopy, and
okay.
So I was like looking. I was like, wait, what? Hold up.
Yes, Kuchy.
There we go. We're good. Oh man.
This is like huge amount of grunts here in the middle.
Yeah, it's a little scary, right? Because Kuchy he's got those 15 grunts kind of on that southern expansion, but Goopy has 27 grunts barreling down, and I don't know if Kuchy's going to be ready for this.
He shaves off half of them. That's a nice start, right? So, like, he's spreading out these cons, right? This is rough. These two res bots on the right side are getting caught by a single grunt.
No, does he get him? I think he might get him. And that's actually huge, because if these res bots are here, once he wins it, he can just immediately start eating or resing, but I don't even know if he's going to be able to take this fight.
Yeah, this is...
No, Goopy's overwhelming.
This is really rough, honestly. Does he move his commander over there to the right side? I mean, like, this is a huge reclaim field. So much tempo is right here on the bottom mid side of the map, right? He needs to find a way to get control of that reclaim field.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff to res, and there's also just tons of wrecks. It's like 600, 700 metal, but that's, I mean, especially at this point in the game, that is incredibly critical.
Yeah, he drops the second bot lab. That's a start. He's getting another construction turret. I don't think that's the play. I think you gotta, like, just reclaim these solar collectors and go, right, man? Just hope wind doesn't dive and get as many grunts out as you can as quickly as you can, because...
yeah.
Goopy's not done pressuring, right? And
yeah, Goopy's also going to do a vehicle lab switch, so he's still flooding in all these grunts, but his commander has a forward V lab and is boosting out incisors.
Yeah, which you can get a lot of incisors out pretty quickly with a commander on a vehicle lab. Oh, this single res bot in the back has gotten so much value here for Goopy.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see it. It's just back there, just eating everything up.
A little of this is going to Kuchy. He targeted that con and went down. Oh, there's just grunts on both sides of the main base, right? Because 5 grunts are going to sneak onto the high ground here, and there's not an LOT to protect them. Con turret's going to start reclaiming.
Oh boy, I don't think that's going to be enough of a citizen's rest. He's sniping all this wind, and he's running through. Well, I guess go at 5, 6, 7 windmills. I'd say that's worth it for 4 grunts.
Yeah, but it pulled the army back, and it's like this Resbot's got so much value. I wish you could see like how much an individual Resbot reclaimed in metal, right?
I do too. I also wish they got experience for it. That'd probably be incredibly broken because Resbots are already they're like probably the best unit in the game.
Yeah, I think they need nerfed, honestly. Like something needs nerfed on them. Like,
yeah, they should there should be some sort of change.
Like they're stealth. Like why are they stealth? Like they don't show up on radar. Like it's just
why are they stealth? That's a great question.
Yeah. On top of being like S tier, like super strong, it's like, oh yeah, they don't show up on radar. So
yeah, I could see actually if they like couldn't repair and they could only res or something. But yeah, just in their current form, they're incredibly strong. And Goopy is just flooding all of these incisors down. And Kuchy has grunts to fight it, but I think there might just be too many incisors.
Yeah, this is rough. Incisors do really well against grunts in these numbers too, even if you do get a little bit of a surround on them. So that push on the left side is gonna thin out the army. Even frankly, it's like what does Kuchy have left here? There's armies on both sides of his base right now. He can only defend one of them, right?
Yeah, and he has an LLT and some other stuff, but this whole left side is just going to immediately crumble to all these incisors once they commit in, and then he's dropping farther and farther behind economically.
Yeah, he can barely hold off this push on the front. These tanks on the back are getting a lot of value here. Somehow Volshock is in two places at once.
I'm up late. What can I say?
I mean, that's a OP Pacific time, so you get... Yeah, right? Yeah. So this game is pretty close to over, right? Tanks on top of wind turbines and build power is going down. Kuchy taps out, calls GG.
Yeah, I think Goopy just did an incredible job with really harassing, and then I think he just had much better wreck control for a lot of the games,
right?
Or for a lot of the game.
Right, and it doesn't take much, right? Like a single resboat over here just like reclaimed all the metal on this side of that one that battle that took place, kind of.
Yeah, and it was literally he just ate it, and then it was immediately incisors.
Right, yeah,
like
boom,
the entire battle was lost, and then it's like, all right, here's like 900 metal and incisors or whatever it ended up being.
Oh, so much pressure, right? I mean, just there's a lot of strength in just a proxy lab with a commander on it, just shitting out incisors. So.
Yeah, I was actually a little worried for Goopy at the start because I felt like that bomber didn't really get anything done, right? I mean, to me, it felt like it didn't get much done.
Right, so Kuchy kind of capitalized on, like he had a metal advantage, but I think he might have been greedier with expanding, right? Because like he was moving out with his con expanding. And that could have very well just been like he could immediately go to 3 cons, right? It's like, how is your opponent going to punish it? He opened air, right? Here's 1 Shuri. So maybe a bit of a misplay there. Like you got to expand with bots, I guess, if you're playing bots. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta, I mean, but still Goopy is one of those eternally good players, right? You can kind of never count him out. And so, he did great work. And it's cool that Kuchy's kind of stepping a little bit more into 1v1s and getting active in it with it. But hopefully Kuchy can bring it back for game 2.
That's a good point, Volshock. I like to see more players playing 1v1s. Kuchy, not least of which Kuchy, right? So hope to see you compete next season, man. And best of luck, right? So
yeah.
Appreciate that. Volshock, thanks again, man. We're going to go into game number 2. I almost forgot. If you guys like the cast of the Bar Pro League, let us know. Leave a comment, like the video, and we'll be sure to continue producing these. Not that me producing the league is contingent upon the fake internet points, but it is nice to hear back from you guys, so thank you for that.
Oh. And Heartbreak. You know, it's funny. We're Zateo and I were talking about this last night. We feel like we haven't seen Heartbreak that much compared to other seasons. Like last season, I feel like Heartbreak was the map.
Yeah, why do you think that is? Like, are players banning it more, like earlier on, or is it?
I don't know. Like, we didn't have all the bans for some of the series we were looking at. I think part of it is that it wasn't even banned. It's just that people don't maybe people are a little burned out on just like grunt micro or something else. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like we were talking about how it's not even like in the top 4. I think it's, you know, it's only been picked like a handful of times compared to Canis, which is like, I think at like 23 picks now. So
I can,
yeah, interesting.
I can tell you I've been banning this map a lot against players because it's like they're practiced on it, right? Like if I was playing Sash, like I would ban this map, right? So like stuff like that. There is that.
Battle started.
But maybe that's a reason other players are, like you said, just tired of like grunt versus grunt, or those ARM bot players we've been seeing pop up are just banning this map particularly because they know it's strong for grunts, right? So
yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't think I've seen anyone play grunt versus pawn on this, but I can imagine it wouldn't be super enjoyable.
Definitely not. I can remember a specific game, the Bar Pro League Season 1 finals. Teddy versus Andy. Actually, Andy spawned here in this position. We see Kuchy, and it was ARM bots versus core bots. It was a kind of one-sided game. It was cool. It was a great match, honestly. So go check it out if you're interested.
Yeah, I mean, Kuchy with the non-traditional spawn here, though, but I've seen him spawn here a couple times. I'm always a little curious when I see. I'm always a little curious when I see these spawns. You know, that are kind of off tradition.
Oh, yeah, off meta spawns. I would dare to say even suboptimal full shot. Compared to
I wasn't gonna go there, but yes.
Dude, there's 90 free metal right here. Boom. Deal with it. You know, try and argue your way out of that. So, no, it is cool to see these different spawns. Like this has its own advantages, right? It's like you can expand up to these 4mexes. Like we've seen even like players spawning over here, right? Which I think is a little weaker. Just you can end up getting trapped, right?
I saw Teddy spawn in the bottom right or top. It was top left corner, but the same spawn, and he actually did a low ground lab.
Right.
So his calm was up high, but he did a low ground lab, which it was kind of a cool concept. I don't think he won that game actually.
Oh, he did actually, because I remember Contrap flew right here with his commander, and there was an AA bot right there.
You're right. Sorry.
No,
Contra defeated himself on that one.
We love you, Contra. Please. So, Kuchy going for a couple of scouts first and taking the long way around. I'm assuming he's just trying to avoid getting scouted here.
Yeah, I mean, this is so funny because this is a non-traditional open from both players, right? Core vehicles into ARM bots. I feel like you never see this on this map.
What am I watching? I didn't even notice it, but yeah, there's ticks moving across the map. So Goopy is playing ARM bots, and because Lazarus, like, rather quickly moving out with his commander. Like, this is what he has 2 LLTs made in his main. Like, what am I watching?
Oh, he doesn't. Wait, what? Why does he have 2 L? Did he? Oh, I wonder if he thought Kuchy was gonna calm drop him.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually, because I've calm drop on this map actually. So, to some success, we'll say. So, because this is such a popular position, right? It's like you know exactly where to land, right? It's like the lab is going to be right here. So, Kuchy.
I mean, I could see that for sure. And you really only need like 1 or 2 LLTs if they do calm drop, just because they're not going to have that much energy to degun. So as long as, I mean, yeah, they get their lab. Yeah, they get your lab. But as long as you can block the LLT, you can normally just outtrade and win.
The 1 LLT is enough to stop it. But it's like, if they get the lab and have to back away, I don't think the game is like terribly over, right? It's like...
True.
Like you have 3 mexes, they've had no mexes the entire game, and it'd be like you're like a minute and 30 seconds into the game. So I don't want to do the math. It's a lot of metal. So
yeah. But this game seems like it's relatively equal at the moment. I mean, energy income is more or less identical, and metal is more or less identical, right? So. Just slow expansions. Kuchy taking that edge expansion up. A lot of times we see players push up to that kind of the mid pack of 4, and then they'll drop, you know, exploiters or anything else, and then try to hold that with their calm and fight on other parts of the map. Yeah,
I like to think of these plateaus as kind of like their own theaters in the match, right? It's like there's 2 plateaus in the area between them, right? So gonna have to contest these 3 areas.
Yeah, and Goopy with the calm walk of his own. He's going He's going straight to mid.
This is what I think of when I think about Goopy, right? I mean, he's an aggressive player. Like deep down. I mean, he's good at macroing like these 50 plus players are. Well, he's 49 right now, but anyways, he's a really strong player. Very aggressive with the commander. Kind of like a la Contra, right? Like, is Contra baby goopy? I don't know. We'll see. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Contra has a ton of aggression, but I've also seen him maybe be a little over aggressive a few times.
Right. I don't mind it. It's like you gotta kind of have to learn that style, right? Pushing the envelope.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, these pawns just staring at the incisors in front of them.
This is like a modified X Factor build, right? I mean, I see the commander walked up, capped some X's, dropped an
Walked
LT.
back,
yeah. So now we're gonna just see a bunch of incisors coming out on the map. We'll have that like vehicle power spike here versus the bot. Like you can compare the army values between the two players, right?
Yeah, my only fear with this is I just feel like normally you're able to really leverage incisors and blitz because you can abuse their speed,
Yeah.
but heartbreak you can't, right? Like it's
no.
going to be so much harder to really do it because they're going to be slow on all these, on all the hills.
Right. Also, it's like, look at the spawning position, right? Now suddenly Kuchy has to walk all this way to expand, right? Maybe he could like make a play for this top plateau, right? Compared to Goopy, which like can kind of, it seems like free expand all over the place here pretty quickly.
Yeah, and Goopy is going to drop a bot. I think it's a bot lab in mid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this? Yeah, so 3 maces, 1 Lazarus on repeat. This is a very old school strategy, right? This forward bot lab, the mace push with the res bots behind it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, that's one of those things where if you can get that critical mass of thugs or maces relatively early, it's incredibly hard to deal with if you're repairing them.
Mm-hmm. It's like a bit of a tempo play. He's got these 2 forward LTs to protect that, and he's just gonna sit here and assist the lab with his commander, right? He reclaimed the lab in his main base. What?
Yeah, he's all in here. I don't think he has the BP for this lab though, does he? I mean, it's just his commander, right? Doesn't he want?
No, this is good. I mean, these maces are going to start pooling up here. He's got a few pawns to support them, right? Like suddenly this is an entrenched position.
Oh, Kuchy's in the air. Is he what? Oh, he saw the commander, so I think maybe he wants to try to trade. Oh, there's an LLT here though.
No.
Oh, Kuchy not like... Oh, he doesn't have energy. Oh, he gets the D-gun. Can he actually get this, though? Incisors are coming in, but Kuchy's too low. Goopy just commits, right?
Yeah, the commander is like dropping so low. This is a dead calm.
Oh, that was so close.
That ended abruptly.
Yeah, I was like looking at the map. I'm like, oh, Kuchy's in a transport. I didn't see his air lab. Okay, well, okay, here we go.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, 2-0 Goopy. It moves on to round 3 of Group A. That was a quick series, for sure.
Yeah, that was a very fast series.
Right, man. I wanted to see the rest of this game, right? I think it was like it wasn't like over, right? It was pretty even. I mean, Goopy just had a forward bot lab, but wow, at a loss.
Yeah, it was interesting. I am also interested to see what would have made more sense for Kuchy if he could have actually, if he wanted to go up north or take kind of like the normal sort of southern expansion where his base should be.
Mm-hmm.
My only concern with that is I feel like Goopy can just abuse high ground maces, right? Like he's just going to either abuse, like he can just go north and then all the tanks there are going to struggle with it, and he can just completely lock them in with maces. I don't know how you break out of that.
Yeah, you just left or right. Maybe they're super slow, right? So it's like you just do like a juke and a jive with your tanks or something like that, but then suddenly you're moving away from his main base, right? You're not like pressuring his main. So
yeah, and even if the maces are slow, I mean the incisors, it's not like they're able to use their speed that much on those hills, because there's so much slope up and down.
Right. Well, that was short, but we've got plenty more of games to cast. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this one.
Yeah, that's the losers final. So let's see what happens. So Kuchy's eliminated, right? That's his second loss.
That's right, yeah. So sadly, Kuchy's eliminated. Goopy moves on to round 3, which should be the next video, and we'll see you guys there. So thanks for watching. See you all in the next one.
Yeah.